Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. This video is going to speak to the differences between an accidental and negligent discharge. Both are unintended shootings, but they're both very different as well. Let's start with accidental. An accidental discharge is when there's a problem within the gun that caused it to fire. Something malfunctioned, something was faulty, something was wrong with the equipment within that gun that caused it to fire that was of no fault of the shooter. That's an accidental discharge, and it happens very seldom, especially with modern firearms. Now, a negligent discharge is the exact opposite. That is when the shooter was negligent and did not practice good gun safety practices. Therefore, there was a negligent discharge. Hopefully, nobody gets injured. And the reason I'm talking about this is because there was a video that caught a lot of steam, got a lot of attention, and it was of a guy who was at the range. He had a problem with his laser, and as he was trying to check it out, he put his hand up to it, pulls the trigger, and shoots his hand. Just a horrible thing to happen. I'm sure the guy was very much injured, and the video was since taken down. I'm sure it's to decrease the negative publicity, and I'm for that. But it teaches us once again that we could seriously injure ourselves or others when we are negligent around our firearms. A good friend of mine was sitting on the crapper once. He was playing with his Rossi 38 Special, did have the firing pin on the hammer, and as he was playing around with it, he dropped that hammer a little too hard, caused it to fire, blow his wife's makeup cabinet all over the place. He said, you know, it was just an accident. It was, I didn't mean for that to happen, and that's true. It was an accident. It usually is an accident that causes the negligence to cause that gun to fire. Now his wife doesn't have a makeup cabinet. The first time I shot in 1911, quite a while ago, I was taken back at how light the trigger was. I went to point the gun down range. Everything was fine, but I just touched that trigger, and the very second I did, the gun fired, and it took me back a little bit. I was rather surprised. I said, man, that trigger is very light. I did not mean to fire at that precise time. And, you know, the good news was nobody got hurt. Everything was, well, it was pointed down range, there was no problem, but it just taught me once again that, you know what, this could happen unintended. And when it's an unintended firing, there's a problem there, chances are that's a negligent discharge. So I don't care if you are a seasoned veteran or a rookie, we have to practice good gun safety practice. Look at Jose Canseco. He blew his finger off while he was cleaning his guns. Clearly a round in the chamber. Probably the magazine still inserted in the gun. That's a negligent discharge, and now he has one less finger. So we always remember, keep our finger off the trigger until ready to fire. We know our target and what's behind it. We treat every gun as it's loaded. We keep the muzzle pointed down range, and we don't point that gun at anything we are not willing to destroy. It helps us all keep a safer environment and makes it easier for us to continue to fight for the Second Amendment. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.